Guys recently.
Over 20 small earthquakes have rattled San Ramon in the last 24 hours. The strongest quake, a 3.0.
For you, the death toll in the earthquake that has rocked South Asia has risen to 105. A magnitude 7.5 quake hit early this morning, rocking Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. We'll bring you updates on this story throughout the morning.
Tonight, federal forecasters are warning about a big change to come this winter, which will feel different from recent years because of El Nino, back and with a vengeance. In fact, one of the strongest ever.
We've been in a lot of thunderstorms, and these were some of the strongest winds that I've ever personally experienced.
Developing off the coast of southwestern Mexico, a storm meteorologists say is of historic proportions.
This is an unprecedented hurricane in terms of the strength of the storm. Well, what is really unusual about this storm is that it did undergo explosive intensification over the past 24 hours or so.
Now to Hurricane Patricia, or what's left of it. 24 hours ago, it was the most powerful hurricane ever recorded in this hemisphere. One that seemed to come out of nowhere. It made landfall in Mexico last night with 165-mile-per-hour winds. The so-called perfect storm apparently hit the perfect place, a sparsely populated stretch of the coast, and Patricia left remarkably little damage as it weakened into a tropical depression.
Are dead as Typhoon Kapu barrels across the northern Philippines. Fierce wind and rain has forced thousands along the coast to evacuate.
Category 4 storm. Entire provinces are without power. Downed trees, mudslides, and collapsing structures are making travel difficult.
Tropical cyclone heading towards Yemen, of all places. The cyclone, known as Chapala, is showing some signs of weakening but remains a real threat in the Arabian Peninsula. Heavy rains, flooding.
Well, in a year full of unusual weather events, this one ranks right up there. A powerful cyclone is about to slam into one of the most arid deserts in the world. This storm is churning towards an al-Qaeda-controlled city in Yemen.
They've never seen something equivalent of a hurricane or typhoon make landfall. So unusual.
Residents were forced to take shelter as Cyclone Chapala hit the remote island. More than 1,000 families evacuated before the storm hit. Chapala brought strong winds, heavy rain, and powerful waves to Socotra.
Another rare cyclone hits the Yemeni island of Socotra, resulting in the death of at least one person. The powerful storm, named Meg, hit the island on Sunday, November 8th. Less than a week ago, Cyclone Chapala killed 11 people on Socotra and the mainland. It dumped nearly a decade's worth of rain on Yemen in just 2 days.
As main arteries to Kern County have been completely shut down by last night's storm. We do have live team coverage on the road closures this morning.
Violent thunderstorms lashed Southern California Thursday. Torrential rains fell 4 to 6 inches per hour, flooding streets and triggering powerful mudslides, leaving drivers helpless.
Is devastated. This area is devastated right now.
California's busy Interstate 5 became a river of mud, burying cars and leaving hundreds of drivers stranded. Thousands of cars and trucks were backed up for miles.
I've been out here for 24 years now, and I've never seen this much water in 24 years.
Slow-moving yet powerful thunderstorms dropped several inches of rain on North Texas Friday, leading to localized flooding, power outages for thousands of utility customers.
Historic flooding hitting many parts of central Texas tonight.
Over the last 24 hours across Texas, a 64-car train hauling concrete derailed.
A dramatic scene there yesterday. Students were stuck inside when water from nearby creeks overflowed the area.
This morning, a huge weather system is slamming the Midwest with heavy rains and strong winds, and it is moving east. A line of powerful storms is churning near the Great Lakes.
Whoa! The howling winds toppled trees, tore down power lines, and flipped over semi-trucks. People who live in the area were shaken.
It sounded like more than one freight train put together. I've never heard a sound like that in my whole life.
We're watching a tornado form right here in our parking lot. The storm system stretched to Missouri, fueled these lightning strikes over Chicago. In Oklahoma, wind gusts of 60 miles per hour whipped several wildfires out of control, burning down this home and forcing evacuations as firefighters struggle to keep up with the flames.
The wind was originally out of the west, blowing to the east, and it didn't matter what we did, you wasn't going to stop the fire.
Stunning video this morning of a storm cloud that rolled over Sydney, Australia. The whole thing was caught on time-lapse video. People describe the shelf cloud as a giant wave in the sky.
So cool. I mean, it does look like a huge wave if I were just to see that. Have you ever seen something like that, Sally?
That's just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that that was captured, it looked fake to me, you know, because it's so rare. But yeah, it does happen.
Millions in the South and the Midwest face a storm threat today. Heavy downpours and suspected tornadoes already hit Texas and Oklahoma, hammering the cars and the buildings there.
The roof of the building just blew off.
A likely tornado ripped through the roof of this office building Thursday, sending sheets of metal debris flying through the air. Flash flood warnings were posted in Corsicana. And in Fort Worth, a steady stream of violent lightning strikes lit up the night sky. The powerful line of storms lashed the region with violent winds, strong enough to knock over trees in Oklahoma and pummeled Decatur with baseball-size hail. At least 3 tornadoes were reported in Texas, where the wicked weather even put football on hold. High winds toppled these stadium lights in Ponder moments after the field was evacuated.
Well, I think that we're very blessed, and I've seen a lot of weird things, and this was certainly unusual.
An asteroid only recently discovered is passing incredibly close to Earth tomorrow.
We've already got one of the first images of it, a radar image of it, and it looks kind of spooky. It looks like a skull. It's this black thing with dark eyes.
Unbelievable. Let's show that image again, because it really, this is Halloween, and you're telling me that the asteroid that is about to fly closest to Earth at around 1 p.m. it looks like a skull. I mean, this is just too much. So there it is.
We all know that we live in the land of the living skies, but last night it wasn't a sunset or a sunrise, leaving the people of our province in awe. Callie Stefano with the rare sight that lit up the Saskatchewan sky.
A meteor crossed over southern Saskatchewan and Manitoba Sunday night, and Alan, who lives near Weyburn, captured the astronomical event on film.
Pretty amazing. A falling star caught live on air last night during our 10 p.m. newscast.
This is something that never would happen to me. So cool.
And you would want it to.
I would totally want to do this. Is so cool. KOCO's Ariana Garza was wrapping up her story when something behind her caught the eyes of several viewers. See if you can see it. It is quick.
Reporting live in northwest Oklahoma City, Ariana Garza, KOCO 5 News.
But a lot of you called us or posted on Facebook saying that you saw it.
We begin tonight with a story literally lighting up social media. This is video of a strange light in the sky right around 6 tonight. Orange County sheriffs tweeted they confirmed through John Wayne Airport Tower that it was from naval test fire off the coast. Kern County Fire tweeted it was a rocket test and says it was from Edwards Air Force Base. Edwards told us nothing originated from there.
Now moving to a story that's trending. A giant sinkhole about 50 feet wide opened up in an IHOP parking lot in Mississippi over the weekend, swallowing at least 14 vehicles. The cars are roughly 30 feet in the ground, and efforts to remove them began today. But rain in the forecast could make the recovery process tricky.
Kevin, thanks so much. In one Greene County neighborhood, a whole lot of shaking going on. People describing loud booms followed by the ground rumbling.
And one homeowner noticing that a small sinkhole in her yard is getting bigger.
Neighbors on Farm Road 105 in Greene County often running outside to confirm what they're feeling with each other.
A rumble where the whole house rumbles. My dogs react.
This is different than the blasting at nearby quarries.
It just sounds like a firework going off in the sky.
Now, we did, of course, reach out to the Department of Natural Resources, and there's no way to tell if the tremors and the sinkholes are related, but they did.
Emily, I'm at the high school right now. Parents are coming to pick up their children. The high school is where the elementary school students were taken after the evacuation. Right around 9 a.m., the school was evacuated because of a jolt and a loud bang was heard. At this point, it's unclear what that was from, but as a precaution, it was evacuated, and police are checking around the area to see if anyone is doing any sort of construction or blasting. At this point, it is a mystery.
Once just the stuff of science fiction flicks. Good evening, John. Iris scanning could soon be coming to an ATM near you. Citigroup is one of several major banks testing a cardless approach to banking, creating a new vision that's intended to be more secure and even easier to use.
One bank has found a way to keep thieves from stealing your credit or debit card passwords. All it has to do with your eye. Citigroup is reportedly testing out technology with ATMs that will allow customers to withdraw their money. But first, the ATM kind of scans your eyeball or a code on a smartphone instead of you swiping your card. Different airports where they scan your eyes to make sure that it's you.
The eyeball scanner? Why have I not seen this? This is
You've
great.
seen it in movies. Yeah.
This is like the future is here.
Everybody in this room, how many in this room have some sort of biometric authentication on their phone? Raise your hands. Oh my, that's just about everyone. Now, if I would have asked that question 2 years ago, how many would have raised their hands? Quite a change. Biometric technology is more popular than ever before. New advances in biometrics have allowed for massive proliferation. And all the big players are now involved. Apple, Microsoft, Samsung, Google, MasterCard, USAA, Toyota, Visa, Facebook, Bank of America, Ford, TD, Scotia, Royal, CIBC, General Motors, Alibaba, Amex, Qualcomm, NTT, PayPal, Intel, and on and on and on. This is a global phenomenon.
"130 people are dead, more than 350 people hurt after deadly assaults. Now ISIS is taking responsibility for those attacks in Paris last night.
And tonight, France remains under martial law in a state of emergency.
The violent extremists attacked 6 Paris locations in a coordinated night of chaos and terror. The worst carnage at this concert hall. American rock band Eagles of Death Metal on stage when the gunmen stormed in.
Where the national team was playing Germany at an exhibition match, more bombings. Loud explosions rocking the stadium.
There were nothing in the eyes, just anger. He was determined to kill, and he knew how to do it.
Our sin that's in us makes us do those things, and the only salvation for this sin is the gospel. The only way to really cure that what's on the inside is understanding that Jesus Christ died for our sins.